Hello guys, this is Divya and I'm back with another episode of Personalities. Today we will be discussing about Tipu Sultan, a very important personality from modern India. Right, so let us begin. And before I start, I would like to request you to subscribe Vysh IAS channel if you haven't yet. Also, press the bell notification so that you never miss an update. Right, and follow all the videos, watch all the videos which we are coming up, it will be very helpful for your consistency for maintaining consistency in your studies, right? And what, do not ignore the foundation videos which are very crucial. Now let us start. So Tipu Sultan was born on 10th November 1750 at Devanhalli, which is right now in Bangalore. And he was his father's right man. His father was Hyder Ali, who emerged as the powerful ruler of South India. Tipu's father Hyder Ali was a military officer in the service of the kingdom of Mysore, and then later he became the de facto ruler of Mysore in 1761. Tipu Sultan, he learnt Urdu, Persian, Arabic, Kannada, Biri, Quran as well, and Islamic jurisprudence, riding, shooting, and fencing. So he was very learned person. He was very trained one. So at the age of 15, he accompanied his father against British in the first Mysore War, that is Anglo-Mysore War in 1766. He commanded a corps of cavalry in the invasion of Carnatic in 1767 at the age of 16. And he also distinguished himself in the First Anglo-Maratha War of 1775 and 1772 till 1779. So he was, since very small age, he started his military expeditions, and he was quite successful also. Like he was very capable, like his father Hyder Ali. Then comes the second Anglo-Mysore War, right? So in 1779, there were actually four such wars fought between the Kingdom of Mysore with in British, right? So in 1779, British captured the French-controlled port of Mahe, and Tipu Sultan placed this place in his protection, and he provided some troops for the defense of Mahe. Then in response, Hyder Ali launched an invasion of the Carnatic with the aim of driving British out of Madras, because he don't want British to capture this port, right? So in the Battle of Polilur, in this particular battle, Tipu Sultan, he defeated that time who was the commander, Colonel Bailey of the British. He defeated him in this battle. Then in another battle, he defeated Colonel Braithwaite at Annagudi near Tanjavur, which is in Tamil Nadu right now, on 18th Feb 1782. Then in December 1781, Tipu Sultan also successfully seized Chittoor, which is in Andhra Pradesh, from British. So he had won so many battles in this war, Anglo-Mysore War, second Anglo-Mysore War. So he decisively gained victory over British. So, and then he also gained sufficient military experience by the time Hyder Ali died on 5th, Friday, 6th December 1782. So Hyder Ali died at this time, and by this time he became an expert in battles. Then he became the ruler of Mysore on 22nd December 1782, which was on Sunday, in a simple coronation. And then he worked to check the advances of the British by making alliances with Marathas as well as Mughal. Then in the second Mysore War, there came to an end, and there was a treaty which was signed in 1784, which was known as Treaty of Mangalore. And that's how the second war came to an end. So in 1780, Tipu crowned himself as Badshah or Emperor of the Mysore, and he also struck coinage, that is, he minted coins, marking his coronation. Then he had conflicts with the Maratha Confederacy. So Maratha Empire had grown so much, right? It was the biggest power. Actually, Mughals were just for the namesake, but actually the ruler of India was actually Maratha Kingdom. So Maratha Empire, under its Peshwa, that is Madhavrao I, regained most of the Indian subcontinent twice, and they defeated Tipu's father, that is Hyder Ali also, and he was forced to accept Maratha Empire as a supreme power in 1764 and then in 1767. So Marathas had upper hand, because it had become a very you can say it had become invincible that time, Marathas. Then in 1767, Maratha Peshwa Madhav Roy defeated Hyder Ali as well, and Tipu Sultan also, and he entered Srirangapatna, which was the capital of Mysore. Then Hyder Ali accepted the authority of Madhav Rao, that is the Marathas, and he gave him the title of Nawab of Mysore. Then Tipu Sultan, he wanted to escape from Marathas, and therefore he tried to take some of the forts of Marathas in southern India, which was earlier under Marathas. Then he stopped giving tributes to Marathas, which was promised by Hyder Ali, and that's how this conflict began. And that's how conflict began, and it led to the Mysore war, Maratha Mysore war conflicts, between Mysore under and Maratha. And there was a series of battles with some won by Marathas, mostly won by Marathas, and some won by Tipu Sultan also. So this conflict ended with Treaty of Gajendragad in March 1784, as per which Tipu Sultan will return all the territory captured by Hyder Ali to Maratha Empire. And then Tipu Sultan also agreed to pay 4-year arrears of the tribute, which his father used to pay, but then he discontinued paying them, right? And then now he had to pay with the arrears of tribute, and then which came around 4.8 million rupees that time. Then Marathas agreed to address Tipu Sultan as the Nawab Tipu Sultan Fateh Ali Khan. And Tipu, according to this treaty of Gajendragad, Tipu would also release the Kelo Panth and return Adoni, Kittur, and Nargund to their previous rulers, right, which he had captured. And Badami, which is in Karnataka, would be ceded to will be given to the Marathas, right, according to the treaty. And within this treaty, Tipu Sultan had to pay annually a tribute of 12 lakhs for an agreed period of 4 years to the Marathas. And in return, Tipu Sultan would get all the region that had been captured during the war by Marathas. And this also include Gajendragad and Dharwad. Then there was third Anglo-Mysore War. So in 1789, Tipu Sultan disputed the acquisition by Dharmaraja of Travancore, right, in present-day Kerala. So he held two Dutch fortresses in Cochin. So Maharaja of Travancore appealed to the East India Company for help, so that he could fight Tipu Sultan. So in response, Lord Cornwallis, he mobilized East India Company and British military forces, and he formed alliances with Marathas and Nizam of Hyderabad to oppose Tipu Sultan, right? So they were Marathas, they were Nizam of Hyderabad, and British against Tipu Sultan. Then in 1790, the company forces advanced. They came forward and they took control of the Coimbatore district. But Tipu Sultan managed to harass the British supply. He used the scorched earth policy by denying the local resources to the British. And this effort was actually successful. This strategy was actually successful. And then Cornwallis, he had to withdraw from Bangalore, and and he dropped the idea of attacking Tipu Sultan. Then the 1792 campaign was a failure for Tipu Sultan later, because next time what happened, when they came back, British came back, in 1792, because earlier it was 1790. 2 years later, British came again, and this time Tipu Sultan actually failed, because his strategy of scorched earth strategy didn't work, because the army, allied army, was well supplied, and Tipu Sultan was unable to prevent the junction of forces, that is Marathas and Hyderabad force, and then British from Bangalore. So he was unsuccessful. So after fighting for 2 weeks, what happened? Tipu Sultan decided to surrender, and then there was a treaty in which he was forced to cede half of his territory to these allies, right, and deliver two of his sons as hostages until he paid the 3 crore and 30 lakhs rupees fixed as the war indemnity to the British for the campaign against him, right? So because of this treaty, and because of the surrender he had to sign one treaty, and according to this treaty he had to give his sons as security, so that as soon as he pay they will be released. If he won't be able to pay, they will be kept as hostage with British all the time, right, till he pays full amount. Then he paid the amount in two installments and got his sons back from Madras. Then again, after this treaty, Tipu Sultan didn't stop. He again got into another war with British, obviously. Then three armies they marched into Mysore in 1799, and one was from Bombay, and another one was from British. And in British army there was Arthur Wellesley. So they besieged the capital of Mysore, that was Srirangapatna, and that's how fourth a war began. Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. So there were more than 60,000 soldiers from the British East India Company, and there were and Tipu Sultan's force was only 30,000. So they were highly outnumbered. And Tipu Sultan in this the very fourth last battle, he actually died. He was killed at the Holi, which is yeah, it was the gateway in the Srirangapatna fort. So that's how his life came to an end, and in that's how he died, fighting the battle against British. And that's how he came to be known as a hero of Mysore. But he's also a controversial figure. Yeah, he's believed to have killed so many Christians as well as Hindus, but that is history, and there is no reliable source for it, right? So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, do share and like this video as much as you can. We'll meet in the next one. Thank you.